Hello everybody, this is Tanya. I'm going to attempt to do 2 recipes in one video for you. Fingers crossed. Okay, the first one I'll be doing is called Pumpkin Pie Overnight Oats. And they tell you to do it in a bowl, but I'm going to do it in a jar because I've seen other people do overnight oats in a jar, so I think that'll work. And let me tell you what the ingredients call for, because I will be halving those. 2 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats, a ½ cup of pumpkin, there you go, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, cinnamon, 1½ teaspoon of cinnamon, 3 cups of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Okay, and I got this recipe off of the internet. I will try to link it down in the description for you, so if you want to go by the complete recipe, because it should make 4 servings. Like I said, I'm having it, so it should be only 2. Okay, so everything I'm doing in half. Just so you know, reiterating it. So I'm doing 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. These are my oats. This is a ½ cup, so I'm doing this twice. Hopefully I won't make a mess. I didn't make too much of a mess. I made a little one, but I didn't make a big one. So that's good. Okay, so there's 2 cups. I'm sorry, that's 1 cup of the oats. 1/4 cup of pumpkin, because I'm halving it. Because it tells you to combine the oats, pumpkin, maple syrup, cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg, and then add the milk. That's what they said do. Now I open this, but I should not. Okay, there we go. Trying to play me on camera. So I need 1/4 cup of pumpkin versus a half. I see now why they told you to do it that way, but I'm too far into it now. Let's turn it back. I'm just going to keep going with this. How about that? Move this out the way. Let's see, 1/4 cup of pumpkin. Let's do the dry ingredients first. 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. You just have to do it 3 times. One, 2. I love cinnamon. 3. So if it's a little bit over, I'm not mad about it. Okay, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I like nutmeg too. I'm not mad about the nutmeg. And half of a fourth teaspoon of cloves is 1/8. I don't have a 1/8 teaspoon. I think there is one. I just don't have one. So we just gonna guesstimate at what a half looks like. Look like about half to y'all? That's what we're gonna go with. Ooh, that smells good. Okay. Had to make sure I put top on all this stuff so I don't knock it over. And just so you know, oops, getting stuff on my book. Just so you know, most of these things are actually in pumpkin pie filling. So, you know, there's that. Make sure I got everything. Oats, pumpkin, maple syrup. Okay, and it costs what? 2 tablespoons. I need 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Again, let me move this out the way. Get all that maple syrup. This stuff was high. That little jar. Y'all be shaming yourself. It's like buying whiskey. That's ridiculous. Let me see if I can mix this up, Annie. If that'll help. Trying to get the pumpkin and the seasoning incorporated in there, because I don't know why they told you to put the pumpkin in with everything else, but whatever. Whatever. I'm trying to get down to the bottom of that jar. Can you see? Okay. Trying to get down to the bottom of the jar, get this stuff down here at the bottom. It smells good. I'm just saying. It smells delicious. Like I say, if you were doing this in a bowl, you wouldn't have really having the issue I'm having right now, but whatever. Whatever. It's getting there. Boy, this smells good. I think this mix is kind of good. Oh, it's just some down here. Okay, let's see. All right, I think this mixed. Now I think it's mixed pretty good. One last turn just to make sure. Okay, so I have that mix, and now I'm gonna add my 1.5 cup of milk. And like I told you, a handle broke on these. These are plastic things. They still measure. But the handles ain't worth a quarter. Mix this together. Make sure everything covered. I think this is going to be delicious. What y'all think? Again, trying to get all these oats down in here. Just make sure they're covered. Okay. So I got that in the jar. See? And what we're going to do is refrigerate this for, they say, refrigerate 4 hours or overnight. I'm gonna let it refrigerate overnight if I can get the lid on it. I promise you, I tried this lid first and it did work. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and let this sit overnight, and I will come back tomorrow morning and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is going in the refrigerator. Okay, so now we're going to start on our second recipe, which is the no-bake pumpkin pie oatmeal cookies. Now, what I did was took a recipe and put my own spin on it, just so you know, because you know that's what I do. And the original recipe called for 2 cups of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 3/4 cup of Nutella, because this is a Nutella recipe, but I'm using pumpkin, because like I said, I do my own thing, and 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. So the original recipe, just so you know, is called no-bake Nutella oatmeal cookies, which I will link that that website in the description so you can go back and see that. Like I said, it's made with Nutella, but I figured if you can make it with Nutella, y'all be able to make it with pumpkin too, right? Yeah, that's what I say. So, but again, I'm halving everything. So I have 1 cup of sugar in my saucepan. And to that, I should add sugar, butter, which I'm using margarine. So since I'm halving it, instead of 2 cups of sugar, I'm using 1 cup of sugar. And instead of 2 tablespoons of margarine, I'm using 1 tablespoon of margarine. Get that out of there. Oh, you can't see. Hold on for a second. Is that better? Yep, that's better. Okay, let me bring you closer. Bring you in closer. Again, I have 1 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of margarine, and like I said, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of milk. I have a 1/4 cup of milk in here, and we're gonna heat this up. And you heat this until, let's see, it says, you heat it to a roaring boil, and then let it boil for 1 minute, and remove from the heat. That's what it says. I'm just stirring the milk and sugar together. And they tell you to line a parchment, cookie sheet with parchment paper. I don't have that. So I'm just using tinfoil on a regular old cookie sheet. So y'all know how I do. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I will bring you back after this gets incorporated, because this might take a moment. Okay, so I'm back. So that didn't take that long for that to do that. It didn't take long at all. So in here I have my, and it tells you to, where is it? stir in your vanilla. Oh, that's my timer. And so vanilla I'm using, and that's 1 teaspoon. I was doing a half, but you know I like vanilla, so we'll see how that goes. This is a 1/4 teaspoon, so it's 1. That's a half-ish. That's vanilla. Then basically putting everything else in there. My oats, which would be, instead of 2 cups, it's going to be a cup. And this is a 1/2 cup measuring device I'm using again. So that makes a cup. My pumpkin pie spice. You put as much as you like. I'm going to put about a teaspoon because I like it. If you can't tell, I like a lot of seasoning. And just for extra measures, I'm going to put in a little more cinnamon. And again, that one is 1/2 teaspoon. Cover everything back up. Make sure I don't knock anything over. And then I have about I have 1/2 cup of pumpkin here. And you just stir all this together. Smells delicious. And you treat this like you would treat drop cookies. The no-bake drop cookies. Just want to make sure everything's got seasoning on it. See? Yeah, you can see that. And we're just gonna start dropping them. I'm not gonna try to be perfect. It's just drop them and see what happens. Imperfection at its best. See how easy that is? Okay, so I'll be back after I get these dropped and let you see what they look like. Alrighty, so I'm back. This is what they look like. And it said to let them cool for about 15 minutes or until they set. I did taste the remnants that was left in here. It's good. That's a win. It's really good. And again, I just saw this recipe online and I figured if it worked with Nutella, it ought to work with pumpkin as well. And that's what I did. So I'm going to let this cool. And then we'll be eating. Because like I said, it reminds me of the no-bake peanut butter cookies. And it, I think they still sell those in school, serve those in school. But that's what it reminds me of. Only difference is it tastes like pumpkin. It just tastes like pumpkin. But that's what it reminds me of. Alright. Again, my own concoction. I haven't seen this recipe anywhere. Might be somewhere, but I haven't seen it. And I did my own thing to it, as you all know. That's what I do. So, That's 2 recipes for you. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and leave a legacy. We'll see you on the next video. Bye. Okay, everybody, it's hours later, and I actually stuck these in the refrigerator thinking they would firm up. They're still kind of soft. See? But they still taste good. So we're just going to go with this. So just so you know, I guess the pumpkin make them soft, but they are still delicious. I'm just letting you know. They're still delicious. That's a recipe you do want to try. And here's the oats. And they tell you to stir it up. But that's what it looks like coming out of the refrigerator. And so you can eat it like this, straight out the refrigerator, or you can warm it up. Now, I'm not big on cold oatmeal, so I'm stirring this up, and I'll be heating mine. But I'm going to taste it cold just to see, so I can let you know, so I can go ahead and close out this video. Let me give it a good stir. And again, I have the recipe on both of these. Bring that into the screen. I did have the recipe on both of these. But those, the pumpkin, the next time I'll make a whole recipe, whole serving of those, because those are really good. They're really good. Let's see what that looks like. Stir it up. Let's taste it. It tastes okay. I'm not in love. I think for me, the problem is it needs some sugar. And I usually put brown sugar in my oatmeal. I think that's the issue for me. It needs a little bit of sugar. But if you eat your oatmeal just plain without any extra sugar or anything, it'll be fine. But I'm going to have to add some sugar to this for me, just so you know. Alright. Because again, the flavor is not bad. It just needs that kick. And for me, it's going to be sugar. So I'm going to add some brown sugar to it. Heat it up. And this is going to be my breakfast. Alright. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And leave a legacy. Y'all have a great day. Bye. Okay, just a quick follow-up. I did add some brown sugar to it. It gave it a better flavor, but I'm still not in love. But again, I got this recipe offline. I will put it down in the description so you can make it and make your own determination. All right, y'all have a great one. Bye.